Hi there, I'm Stu Davies, Head of Agency of Creative Bloom, here today to talk to you about marketing strategy, to give you a flavour to a marketing strategy workshop. Okay, so marketing strategy, I'm just going to give you some examples of good strategy, bad strategy in marketing. So I've just picked on an industry here. Okay, it's a car industry. So I'm just going to describe what I'm seeing for each business's advert. So here's Ford, picture of a shiny car and slightly downhill in an urban environment. Here's a picture of an Audi going slightly downhill in an urban environment. Here's a Nissan, shiny car going slightly uphill in an urban environment. The Fiat, another shiny car, another urban environment, another slight gradient. You can see what's going on here, okay? The Seat, the Dirty Weekender, this campaign worked really well for them. Here we go, the Mitsubishi, the ad without photo manipulation, it's in its element. And we had the cute MG in situ campaigns where they placed the car in various kinds of scenarios, cute little car in a coffee shop. So I'll leave you to decide whether they were good strategies or bad strategies, but it's interesting to see the market share for those businesses in 2017-18 in the UK. And a lesson here is, if you follow the herd and you haven't done the work in terms of thinking about who your customers are, what's special about you, what are your strengths, then I promise you, your marketing strategy is not going to be effective. And it's only going to be as effective as the rest of the herd you're trying to follow, okay? So strategy is not goal setting, okay? It's not me saying, I need to increase my sales by 50%. That's not a strategy, that's a goal, okay? It's not having an uninformed idea, okay? It's not having strategy translated into fluff, into documents, okay? And it's also capitalizing on your strengths. These bears stopped acquiring food when they politely asked campers instead of mauling them, okay? The lesson here is play to your strengths, but know what your strengths are. Strategy is having a clear result in mind, okay? It's also making clear diagnosis of the challenges in the way of that result. It's then planning a coherent set of actions that overcome those challenges. So an example of a strategic statement is our strategies, we're going to go toe-to-toe with our top 3 competitors by leveraging our excellent customer service, because we know it's better than our competitors, in order to achieve 10% growth within 1 year, okay? It's measurable and I'll play to my strengths, okay? So my whole marketing strategy is going to be based around my excellent customer service. And the core strategy work is always the same. What are the critical factors in my situation to design a way of coordinating and focusing my actions to deal with those factors? Like Barcelona Football Club did in the 1970s, successfully designed their way, being the most successful club on the planet. They had a clear strategy in mind. They knew what their strengths were. They knew they had nimble players. They knew they wanted to teach them to play football. Everybody plays football, the same training from the kids right through to the first team, okay? So the coherent set of actions building upon each other. Also, you've got to think about what your marketing strategy needs to achieve, what your immediate goals, okay? So we talk about classic marketing funnel. Is awareness. Do people know what my product does or what my service is? Do I need to focus more on here? Do I need to focus on consideration? So it's a more developed service or product, and I'm just trying to compete against a close competitor for that in the digital space. Or I'm trying to get them to prefer me versus one of my competitors, or prefer a certain service or a product when someone's actually in my marketing funnel. Then I'm actually trying to get them to purchase something, okay? Someone might come, they might leave. You know, how does your marketing geared for actually people to be able to purchase or to buy your services? And then we're on to loyalty and advocacy, which can be the most powerful tool sets in your armory. You know, these people who are already engaged, how well do you market to them, give them new offers, or get people to be advocates, or through referral schemes? And the thing we've got to think about now, especially as a small business, is what's most important for you right now in this funnel, okay? And really, really make sure you focus on that. You have to address all of these stages in your marketing, but what's most important for you right now? Focus on those areas and really try and get that working for you. So we developed this through our workshop, through the marketing strategy on a page framework. So we start with marketing goals, okay? What are my marketing goals? So we said they've got to be measurable, they've got to be specific, they've got to be attached to where in my marketing funnel do I need my marketing strategy to work best to? And what are the steps? You know, it's not good enough to say, I need to increase sales by 10%. Okay, well, That means I need to get 100 new leads. And that means I need to have produced 1,000 pieces of content in a year, et cetera, et cetera. So it's measurable. I know what I need to do to get those leads, to get those sales, okay? Then you need to have a bit of think about your market size, okay? So what market are you in? What is the opportunity? How crowded is it? Are there other markets that you could be selling to? The work you do here will help you think, oh, actually, we are a sustainable product, but we also sell into the toy market, etc. So you can see this is very important, especially if you're going for investment or any kind of crowdfunding. You need to know your numbers here, okay? You need to know what your market penetration is. Then we do some work on your target segment. So who are the different customers you're trying to market to? What's their characteristics? We'll put them into defined segments, into boxes. Okay, we need to know what their motivations are, their pain points, what's their buyer journey, what are their preferences, how are the different ways we will segment them, behavior, demographic, business type, etc. The work we do here, very, very, very important. We'll then have a look at your competition. Okay, who are you competing with? We see so many clients that come to us and say, well, we haven't really looked at our competition because they're very inwardly focused. I promise you, people will shop around for what you do. And you need to understand who you're up against and what are their strengths and how they're positioning themselves. Okay. Then we'll start coming into your key strategies. Okay, so what are your strengths or what are your challenges? You need to put strategies in place to overcome them. Okay, what's your strategic guiding policy? So that statement I gave you before, my strategic guiding policy is, we're going to leverage our excellent customer service and we're going to produce lots of content around and lots of case studies around how excellent our customer service and how we've helped people. So when marketing is pushing towards one particular direction. We'll then do some work on your brand, your vision, your values, and your personality. Okay, so this is very, very important. So not just your logo or your color scheme. It's what's the essence behind your brand. Think about the energy sector, how convoluted that is. And actually, brand does make a big difference in that sector. So it's very important to get that right, the essence behind the brand. Okay. Then we'll have a look at your positioning, which is a summary in the consumer's mind of you versus your competition. And where you need to get to with this is what you do best, what your customers want most, and you're in that zone. And your competitors do best, and what you do best. So you're competing properly for what customers want, but it's leveraging on what you do best, and that's where you need to be with your positioning. Okay, then we'll start talking about your channel mix. Okay, so should I capitalize my website assets? Should I be investing in SEO or paid media or a lot of social media? How do you answer this? Well, where are your customers active? What are the search volumes? What do I know has worked well in the past? Okay, what resources do I have? What capacity do I have in my business? So it's talking about what channels should I use to be able to do my marketing, physical marketing work, or a traditional sales outreach. Then we get to the tactics. So this is generally where most people start. Okay, so what types of content? What does it actually look like? What are the key little bits of messaging in here? Am I using video, words, image, audio, podcasts, physical? What tactics are we going to use? But you've done all of this work before you kind of get there. And that's where most people start. And then the most important thing is priority actions. Okay, we take action in a proposed order. There is no point embarking on massive content outreach programs if your website isn't very good. If people come in and are like, oh, what is that? You're not going to get them back quick. So it's very, very important to go through things. So this is the structure we take you through in our marketing strategy workshop. So I'm just going to give you a little bit of a insight into what we actually talk about on that course. So it's an online course, so it's accessible to anyone across the UK, wherever and whenever you are. Okay, it's 4 half days that we run over 4 weeks. And you will get homework and we will challenge you in those sessions. Okay, so day 1 and 2, it's all about strategy and segmentation, working out who you are, who are your customers, and identify who you need to market to. Then we'll have a look at your customers and competition. Okay, as we said, who are your customers? What do we know about them? We'll teach you how to properly profile customers, teach you how to properly do a competitive review and a digital review as well. Day 3 and 4 is all about you and your brand. Will help you develop your brand, get to that essence we were talking about. Make sure it's pulled out and that positioning is really, really spot on. Then we'll work with you on the channels. Okay, what are the digital channels? How does SEO work? How should I set up a website? How does paid advertising work? How and what should I use in social media? How and what should I use to write about in blogs and content? All of that stuff, and we will teach you how it all works and how you can then start thinking about the tactics we use on those channels to create an impactful marketing strategy. So I have one question for you. Will you join these businesses in nailing your marketing strategy and attend one of Creative Bloom's marketing strategy workshops. Hope to see you there.